The conclusion of Jesus' trial in Luke's gospel is a very interesting scene. It's a weird scene in Luke 23, verses 13 through 26. What happens is, after a variety of different scenes in the trial, Pilate assembles the chief priests and basically the temple leadership, the Jewish aristocracy in Jerusalem. These are incredibly powerful people over religious and political matters, and they're the ones who have been pressing the case against Jesus. Pilate assembles them, and then also for the first time calls in the people, according to Luke. I think this is Pilate's attempt to discredit or embarrass the temple leadership, but also Jesus in full view of the people. And Pilate announces how he's going to release Jesus, certainly to the consternation of Jesus' opponents. And in this really shocking, surprising scene, I think it's meant to make the readers go, wow, what's going on here? The people actually demand Jesus' crucifixion, and they demand that somebody else be released, a man named Barabbas. And Pilate is finally overwhelmed by the popular demand and capitulates, and it says he hands Jesus over to them. The grammar and the narration is a little ambiguous there. It almost sounds as if Pilate hands Jesus over to the crowd, to the people, so that they might crucify him. Well, we know from other sources of Roman practice, and we know from later in Luke's gospel when Luke describes the crucifixion, that it was Roman soldiers who actually crucified him. But for just a moment, Luke invites us to imagine all of the people bearing some responsibility for this death. And by extension, I would say, maybe perhaps all of humanity. It's not, I don't think, that Luke is saying that all members of all the people of Jerusalem are responsible, or all Jews are responsible. I think that's been a misreading of Luke's gospel, but rather the people, the common folk, you and me, everybody gathers there and for just a minute turns on Jesus. Like I said, that starts to be mitigated later on in chapter 23 when Luke describes the crucifixion and says the leaders were the ones hurling insults at Jesus while the people stood by and even lamented his death. But again, it's interesting the way Luke talks about how does Jesus get to the cross, who turns on him. One of the messages of Luke's gospel is that in a way, everybody does.